Hi guys, today we're going to create a hammer in 3ds Max. This will help us learn the basics of 3ds Max and all the tools we need to create and manipulate geometry. So first of all, we've got our top viewport, our front, our left, and this is a perspective. To navigate through these viewports, all you need to do is left click any viewport, and to move around freely in the 3D environment is to hold your middle mouse button down, or your scroll wheel, hold it down, and you can pan just holding it down, or holding Alt you can move around. There we go. So first of all, we need to make sure that our units are correct. The hammer is quite a small object, so we need to set this to centimeters and units. So first of all, go to Customize and go to Unit Setup. And this will be generic units, but what we want to do is metric and centimeters. And OK that. Now we're going to go onto our top viewport, and if you go to the top right and the create panel and geometry and standard primitives, and all we're going to start off with is a box. Now in the top viewport you can see the name of the viewport in the top left corner. Hold down your left mouse button and drag. There you go there. There you go. And let go. And now we've got one more option, that's just to set the actual height of the object. If you move your mouse upwards, it increases the height in the positive direction. If you move your mouse downwards, it will decrease your height in the negative. But that doesn't really matter just now. Go there. What we actually want is a square, so the length and the width is the exact same. So there's two ways of doing this. You can go to your actual parameters on your menu tab here, and on your length, let's say we want this to be 2.5 centimeters, and the width 2.5, and let's just set the height to 2.5. There you go. So each side is equal, it's a cube, it's a dice. The other way to do this is in top viewport again, holding the left mouse button down and drag it. But while we do this, hold the control button, and this will scale the object uniformly. But now we've already got an object, so we don't need that anymore. There you go there. So right click out of that deselects the box, so if you left click you're no longer creating an item. And now we're going to go into this perspective view. There we go. Now what I want to do is just zoom in so we can only see this view, and to do that it is Alt W. There we go. Zoom out, and then you can zoom in. There we go. Next, what we're going to do is right click, convert to, and Editable Poly. What this will allow us to do is manipulate the object to whatever we want, really. Right. Now, there's 5 main selections in Editable Poly. That is number 1, vertex. That number 1 is a shortcut. Edge is number 2. Border is number 3. Polygon is number 4. And element is number 5. So it's pretty easy to remember. It's all in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But now we're going to work in polygon mode, so that's shortcut 4, or you can select it here. And what we're going to do is select the top of the box, and we're going to extrude it. There we go. What I actually want to do is see the cut in the square. So pressing F4 will allow us to see the different polygon. Or instead of F4, if you go to the top left here and turn on edged faces, that turns it off, and selecting it again turns it on, or F4. And let's just say I want to increase this by 2.5 again. There we go. And turn off polygon mode. And if we go into the front viewport, pressing F for front, or again top left corner, you can select the front. There you go. And what I want to do is I want to put this on its side, so we're building as the hammer is standing on a table, let's say. So going into rotate mode, selecting rotate is in this toolbar here, or shortcut is E. And when we rotate it, you can see it's very loose, so I can't get an exact amount. So it's pretty difficult to get 90 degrees. And the reason for that is we don't have angle snap turned on. So Control Z that's to undo, or up here you can just undo the selection. Angle snap is on this toolbar, angle snap toggle, or you can press A for the shortcut, or you can just select it on the taskbar. And what this will allow us to do is rotate in increments of 5. So this will be a lot easier to get 90 degrees. Or we can go for 180 degrees, or 360. But what we want just now is just 90 degrees. There we go. So now this is going to be the actual head of the hammer. And now what I want to do is extrude this one more time to 2.5, and this is where the handle is going to come down. But first of all, we want to create the end of the hammer, the hook, as you may know it. So if I extrude this, what I could do next is scale this face using scale. That's just next to rotate, or R on your keyboard. And I could scale this going into the left viewport. Scale it so it's even. Or Control Z that and go back. That's undoing your command. I could use the tool Bevel. And what this does is when I bevel it, this extrudes it, but also the outline I can increase or decrease. So I only want to extrude this to 1.25. And the outline, I want this to be a negative value because I want to scale inwards, not outwards, which would be a positive value. So negative 0.25, and confirm that. Now, what I want to do now is actually create the hook. But before I do that, the head's a bit too blocky. So what I want to do is smooth the edges. So now going to edge mode, which is shortcut number 2, and selecting these edges. Now as you can see, if you're just selecting one edge and then selecting the other, your previous choice just disappears. This is because you're not holding the modifier. Basically, if you hold down Control, this will allow you to keep adding to your choice. So holding down Control and selecting each edge. That's at the top and the bottom. At this point you can let go of Control, it doesn't matter as long as you don't click on any more edges. If I click on this edge without holding Control, it just cancels each choice. So I'm just going to Control Z that. And then Chamfer. What Chamfer does is just rounds the edges. So hitting Chamfer in the settings, and this will make it a little bit rounder. So what I want to do is 0.25, and the segments, the edge segments, is just basically how round you want the object. So I want to put this to 2, but I could put this all the way up. It gives me a really round object, but for this purpose we'll just go to 2 and confirm that. So now we've got the basic shape of the hammerhead. In the next video I'm going to show you how to make the claw, and to make the end of the hammer, and to make the actual handle of the hammer. Thanks for watching.